Good evening and welcome to Spotlight. Now, technology has come to be synonymous with our times, especially with the onslaught of COVID-19. A lot of interaction has been moved online. For most businesses and schools especially, without technology, it would be impossible to do business. And so today we are interested in a new software targeted at educational solutions, developed right here in Ghana by two Ghanaian gentlemen. One of them is in the studio with me. His name is Mr. Thomas Entry. He's the COO of EPUB's Solutions, the company that developed the software. We're also joined via Zoom by Mr. Eben Pobi. He's also CEO of EPUB's Solutions, a school management system. Now, welcome to Spotlight, Mr. Entry.
Thank you.
And Mr. Pobi, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Right. What does EPUBs mean? And am I even saying it right?
Yes, you are right. That is EPUBs. EPOBS.
Right.
And,
Solutions. Yes.
So,
is this an abbreviation?
Yeah, EPUBs is an abbreviation, and the name is derived from the owner, the visionary, the man who had a vision to actually start this particular powerful software, and the name is Emmanuel Pobi.
Right.
And so you see,
he's the one joining us.
Yeah, so he's the one joining us online. Yep.
So I'm just going to quickly go to him,
okay,
to introduce the software, and then I'll ask some questions of him and you. So Mr. Pobi, thank you for joining us on Spotlight.
All right. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the opportunity. So, as Mr. Entry just mentioned, EPUBs is, well, it has some alphabets or letters in there that comes from my name, but technically not my name, because I thought about how about excellent provision of basic systems. So that is EPUBs, excellent provision of basic systems for schools, for small businesses. And the whole vision is, when we come to the schools, talking about how about we provide a seamless, integrated, and secured online financial and academic solution for school management. That was the whole vision. How about we provide excellence? How about we provide accountability? How about security and reliability? How about being innovative? How about honoring our clients? And how about we collaborating with the schools and building up a very sustained but secure system for them to manage their schools? That's how come we started the whole business. Yeah.
So what I'm wondering here is, what's your background? Is your background in IT?
Yes, I have a background in IT, of course, and I have an MBA in financial, of course, MBA in finance, which I got all that education in the US, of course.
So what made you think about this software? Was it a challenge that you saw that you were trying to solve? Where did the whole idea emerge from?
That's the most exciting part of the whole business, and Mr. Entry will bear with me on that. We came across a man who lives in the US and has a school in Ghana, has invested thousands of dollars to start up this school. This school has been there for 9 to 10 years.
Right.
And each year there was an excuse that was coming to this man telling him that we are not making money. We are not even able to sustain ourselves. He has no idea how operations were going on in the school. So I came in contact with this man. And he told me, he saw me actually and said, "You are in finance, right?" I was working for Washington State government as a budget analyst. So we spoke, and I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Okay, what can you do to help?" At that moment, I said, "Okay, the best thing I can do is to come up with an Excel sheet that is going to be able to track just expenses and then income or revenue that comes out of the school." We did that, and can you imagine, for the first term of implementation of just a common Excel, which was stored on Google Drive to track all these transactions, the man made almost $18,000 profit just for the first term. and for the
Interesting.
first time in 10 years. So you can imagine the number of years this individual who is a caretaker of the school, the amount of money that has really slipped underground
Yes.
compared to just the returns that came out of just one term, which was close to 3 to 4 months. So that kind of generated the interest, and I felt like this is what we can do to help because there are other victims and there are other individuals who are going through similar situations. So that is a driver. We just wanted to help come up with a solution. What can we do to help?
So what exactly is the software? If in a nutshell, what specific problems does it target and what is it? I mean, if I ask you, what is this software? How are you going to explain it to me?
This is a solutions portal. It's a financial and academic solution for school management. What does that mean? Well, your school is your business. So, do we want to talk about expenses? Yes, we want to. Do we want to talk about academic year, your term, your semesters? So, when it comes to your academic year, we've designed it to provide a very robust academic year structure that can support your terms and your semesters. Now, until the government of Ghana introduced semesters to concurrently run with terms, the school is typically running on terms. Now, I can boast and say right now that EPOPS is the only platform that has integrated that you can run terms and semesters at the same time, concurrently, whilst you are
I
still
see.
running a very robust budget that supports all these terms and semesters.
Right. Now,
Well, we are also,
sorry, I don't mean to cut
go
you,
ahead.
but just for the benefit of our viewers, so some parts of the software is rolling on the screen right now, so you can see exactly what we're talking about while we discuss it. Yeah, Mr. Poby, please proceed.
Nice. Okay, great. So every school needs an academic year, and you have about 3 terms and possibly 2 semesters that goes with it. So we have seamlessly provided this, solid back end development, which provide, of course, makes it possible for you to see in the front end a structure, within a specific academic and accounting year. Not only that, we talk about budget. Someone may say, I'm just running a school, why do I need a budget? Well, that's the business. So you put in projections, you want to make sure that this is the amount that I have and this is the amount I intend to spend. So we have provided a framework that supports your budget preparation. We designed that, which is going to manage your monthly, your termly, your annual budget, and all this goes through approval processes. And you're able to retrieve your monthly, your termly, and your annual variance analysis when it comes to your budget. A typical African man may say, I don't have to budget. Sorry, you do. You want to make sure that the funds the money that is coming in is comparatively making a positive impact when you do a comparative analysis to your budget. Now, let's talk about something else, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We have students, we have admission module. Now, this module captures a comprehensive demographic data just for students, including pictures. It also captures parents and guardians and also emergency contact information. Now,
So,
you may be asking,
so
is
it
this
goes just
necessary?
it goes
Go ahead, please.
beyond just the financial.
Oh, absolutely. I'll hammer more on the financial aspect. But yes, it goes way beyond. It has, that's what we say is a financial and academic solution platform. So anything that has to do with academics, we have it for you. Anything that has to do with your financials, we have that for you. But we believe that your financial side should be stronger. Let's talk about billing and fee payment module that we
Right.
have. We thought about how can we provide a very robust billing system that will bill student per class, be able to stream or even in advance. How can we provide such a platform? How about multiple generation of student bills, unlimited? How can we do that? How can we generate student bills and accounts specifically? And I think accountants and auditors will appreciate this a lot, where you are just able to pull reports specifically tied to tuition, tied to canteen, transportation, PTA fee, and then you say this is what goes to this student's bill. You do that, and then be able to generate and print these receipts.
Let me
That
understand.
is just
So when this system is deployed, is it just the bursar in the school, or everyone else can be connected to it?
for security reasons. We have an administrator of the system.
Right.
Now, this administrator of the system is provided by the school. It could be the school owner, the executive director, the principal, the head teacher. It depends on what the school sends to us. Now, we work with this individual, and then this individual now assigns roles. So based on your responsibility in the school, you could be a teacher and you are just assigned to the teaching module or the academic module, and that's what you have access to. If you're an accountant, if you're a bursar in the school,
So it has like departments, basically.
it has categories that you are tied to based on your role and responsibility in the school. Yes,
I
and
see.
that's controls. Yeah, and it's very important in software and also in accounting. All right. So
Mr.
now let's
Kobe,
talk more about.
yes,
Yes.
give me a moment. I'm going to come to you to talk more about it. But I want to rope in Mr. Entry. I want him to explain to us if it has been able to solve the problems that were envisioned at conception so far.
I would say emphatically yes. And so far, our schools have many of their problems solved. And many of the things that Eben has spoken about tells you that yes. For example, billing. You go to a school that manually you see them writing the bills of students on the paper, and then at the end of the term, as schools are vacating now, they hand the bills over to the kids, and then they take it home. They misplace the bills, and then you realize that the child comes back to school, it becomes a challenge. But here you have a software where you build the children or the student online, and you're able to generate the bills. You send the bills electronically to the parents.
To the parents, okay.
So the manual system where bills of students are generated and then sent through the kids to parents has been curtailed. Now that problem is solved. So the school is able to generate the bills. Even parents can even pay their fees online.
Oh, I see.
All right? And then generate their own receipts
How do they
online.
pay the bills online? Are they also connected to the system?
Yes, good one. So the parents also have the parent portal.
Okay.
So we have the whole model for parents, where parents have to be set up, and then they're able to access the system through their mobile phones, their tablets, their laptops, with their phone number or their email addresses.
Okay.
And so they're able to see their wards' academic records, they see their wards' billing records, their payment records, the school fee balances, and then they can select to say, I'm paying so much of school fees.
Are they able to see the progress of their children in class?
Exactly. So they're able to see the progress of their kids in class. They see their classroom, and they don't see physical, but they see the number of students in class, and they have contact with the class teacher. All right. So yes, they're able to see the progress of the child.
And they're able to interact with the teacher?
Yes, of course. They can interact via email or
Okay.
WhatsApp or a phone call.
So it seems everyone has a portal. The parent has a portal. The workers in the school have their own portals. But does the student have his or her own portal? Is the student connected personally to the system in a way that they can operate it from their side?
That model is another section we want to go. Because we are dealing with the basic schools.
Yes, I'm assuming children, I mean,
yes.
You didn't want them to be able to access the system.
Exactly.
But maybe if the children are over 18 and they're computer literate, can they connect?
Exactly. So that's a section that is currently being developed, and that will be rolled out in no time.
So do you have specific clients who have used this software and giving you like feedback on it?
We have a number of them. We have schools that have populations of about 1,200, and then we have 1,800, and they are giving us very good feedback. Just yesterday, I had this school owner who owns a school in Accra, but she's currently in US. And I had a chat with her. She was able to log in into the system and be monitoring, because the system is also a cloud-based. Wherever you are in the world, you can still access the system and monitor your school from afar. And so this woman was so happy, and if I'm to show you the message that she sent on WhatsApp to me, that she's so happy, because whilst in US, she's able to communicate, and then we give her the needed support and assistance. And she logged in, set up her teachers. They did their terminal report, what we call the terminal report. You know, schools are vacating.
So absentee school owners benefit greatly from this software.
They do so much, because wherever you are, you're able to monitor your school. You see your revenue coming in, you see your expenses, you see how payroll is generated, and you see everything that happens in your school as far as your finance and academics are concerned. And so it's really a benefit.
What if the people who have access to it, the workers, for example, are inputting wrong data? How would you know?
Yeah, that is why you, the owner, you have the access. So it's a live-based system where you see every bit of transaction. And we have a messaging portal also. So everything that drops in the system, a message is sent to the owner. So he sees if expenses is run, he has a message that drops. If a revenue is received, he has a message that drops. And so that messaging portal is also very useful. And the parent or the school owner, for that matter, can be anywhere and be monitoring. So he has access in the system, and he also sets up the other users of the system as well.
I see you mentioned an academic aspect of these solutions. Are you able to hold like online classes on this portal?
Again, that is another portal that seriously the tech team is on because of COVID. And we were on it until the semester, change came in, where we had to work with semester and terms. And so we quickly had to switch to that and resolve it. Now they are back on developing the online teaching where, tutorials will be offered and teachings can be offered online for our schools.
Interesting. Putting more of it online, I think that's going to make it, more indispensable. Now, Mr. Pobi, are you still with us?
I'm still with you.
Awesome. Now, did you see an increase in the interest for this software during COVID?
Absolutely. And as a man who lived 30 minutes from Microsoft right here, I couldn't be more proud of how, Africans, typically what I can speak of is Ghana now embracing technology. It was growing, but the pace, just jumped off the roof in the sense that, well, it became necessary. My work cannot go to school now. Why? Because of the pandemic. So what can we do? When we started this 3 years ago, 2018, the reception was very poor. When we were introducing Zoom to people in 2018, when Zoom wasn't Zoom, people felt like, what is Zoom? And that. And now they become even experts of Zoom. In 2018, when we were introducing this in Ghana and saying, we can train you through Zoom, Ms. Entry is right there. It was difficult, but now everybody is appreciating and really valuing what technology can do and what it has come to do for them. So I absolutely appreciate your question, and it's made a great impact. And I don't know what we could have done without technology.
You say it's been on the market about 3 years.
Yes, version 1 was in the market, which was a testing version since 2019. We released version 1, and then 2020 all the way through 21 is when we came out with version 2, which is more robust and powerful and way advanced.
So we should be expecting version 3.
Version 3 will come, but not soon, because people are really enjoying this.
The version
and
2,
just to go back, just to go back and add a sentence or two to what EPOP's COO just mentioned, talking about when your question was, has this come to solve or resolve the problem? Significantly, I can say we have saved lives of school owners. We have also provided, an immediate solution for parents, where a student can now conjure or, come up with a bill when it is not really so. Everything is running through a system, a program system, which cannot be manipulated. School owners are happy. They have a dashboard which shows them this is how much came in today, this month, this term. And just yesterday, I got a report from one of the school owners who lives in Seattle, Washington, and he said, for the first time, my wife and I made $15,000. 100 students in Kumasi. For the first time, they made $15,000 to $18,000. So for all these years, what was happening?
It's an interesting question.
That testimony is what I want to hear, because as a businessman and also a man with financial background, Mr. Entry is an ACCA, has been in accounting for over 30 years. What is really fulfilling to us is when we see that we've been able to provide solutions and there are results to show that. See, I ask myself, what has been happening to expenses? Well, now we have a module that makes you go through to categorize an expense and ask for approval. You don't do anything on your own. You have to go through posting of expenses. You are able to pull out your expense report and ask questions, able to even use the system. And you don't have to be an accountant as a school owner to be able to read your financial reports. Why? It's so user-friendly. You see an amount, you ask whoever did it, and the audit trail is right there. Who did it, why he did it, and the amount, and who did the money go to.
And it's entered in by a specific account anyway, so it's easy to see who did it. Yeah.
And that's correct. And, for all these years, there are schools, majority of the schools that we've come in contact with, what they did was cash basis. No, go pay this, you go pay. They are not able to track it. And it's so sad because one of the school owners said, well, you know what, my caretaker also just built another school somewhere, and I asked him where the money came from. He said, well, I've been working for you for 9 years. So instead of the profit coming to the school owner, it was going to the caretaker who has now built another school. I asked myself why. Think about it.
Interesting. I mean, this is human nature. There are lots of interesting things that will occur once you're absent from a business. That's, well, at least this solves some of them. But I also understand you're in other countries besides Ghana. Are there other countries that are using this service?
Well, as it stands up today, our focus is in Ghana. That's our home. We are partially in Seattle, Washington, and being very operational in Ghana now. In the U.S., it's focused on businesses, small businesses, which we are yet to roll that out.
Oh, so when you say...
Now our focus...
Right, but I'll let Mr. Entry explain this. You land.
Okay. So I was saying that in the U.S., we are focusing on small businesses, but in Africa, we are focusing on schools. So that is where we stand as of today.
Thank you. That's a lot of insight. What I am picking there is, when you say in the U.S. you're focusing on small businesses, it means apart from schools, other businesses can use it.
Exactly. So we're developing, we have, and so we are looking at the small businesses, enterprises, to medium size, and very soon to bigger companies.
And what does it offer those businesses?
It runs the accounting system. So there are payables, there are receivables, there are fixed assets, there are sales and expenses, and then it runs through to when they can generate their profit and loss account, their balance sheet, their trial balance. So everything about finance,
I see,
for a company will be found. And one thing, we have the same model for the schools as well. So it is not only the billing or receiving of school fees or running the expenses for the schools. As they receive school fees and run expenses and then, run their payroll, at the back end, the consolidation is also being done, and then they see in the analytics where they can generate their profit and loss. So if they run a term, for example, within a term, they're able to see how much money they are making. And so that is one good thing about the software that we have for the enterprises, which has also been brought on board for the schools, where They don't have the trouble of hiring an auditor or an accountant to come and prepare a profit and loss account. Everything is in the system. Once you receive your revenue and you run your expenses, automatically the income and expenditure report is generated. You want your balance sheet is generated. You want your trial balance is generated. And one good thing about this system, again, is reports. You can't talk about a financial management system without reports. So somebody will say, okay, I want to see my revenue for the past 10 years. You have it. If you have run the system for 10 years, you have the analytics where you can say, I want my report from 1st of January 2009 to date.
Okay.
And say run.
And you can find
Then you have all the reports dropping with dates, who received it, which amount, and then you have it consolidated. If you want to do same for your expenses, you can do it. If you want to do same per student, maybe a student, the parent is in there arguing about, I paid school fees on this date and all that, but why are you telling me my child owes? Okay, wait on. Let's go run your child's statement and see. So you pull the child's name, you put in a date, from this date to this date, bring everything about this child, and then you see the billings and then the receipts and then the balance. So a child statement can be pulled. If you have 2 kids with different schools that are using our system, you're able to pull the report from the different schools and then see all of them in one. So call something consolidation. So again, that is one good model about the system that are really solving many problems for schools today.
The question I have is, how many people are using it right now?
Currently, we have 17 schools that are using it. But aside the 17 schools, we have more than 150 schools that we are preparing to sign on. It goes through a process. We approach a school, we do a presentation, we need to go through the signing of a contract, explain things to you to understand that it's a cloud-based system. We run a couple of presentations and then we go through the contract. For such schools, we have more than close to 200 schools. After we go past that stage, we sign on the school and then they start using the system. That is why we have about 17 now, because it's about COVID last year, we did not actually work. So all these 17 schools are this year. And 2019 was
well, we're
version
still
1.
in COVID year, so
yeah, and
now,
so that tells you.
How many people can a business put on the software at a time?
Unlimited.
Okay.
Unlimited. Any number that the school wants to sign on, be it the users or the student, unlimited. You can put any number of people on the system.
So, are there any systems on it that ensure security so that someone else is not able to break into the system and compromise it?
Very robust security system, and if you're a bit good in IT or probably the online, the IT guys will tell you that any system that is hosted on Microsoft Azure, it's actually secured. Microsoft is one of the brands that everybody would want to associate, and that is where our cloud-based system is hosted, and we pay thousands of dollars to Microsoft every year.
How did you manage to get it hosted on Microsoft? Ebe mentioned that he lives close to Microsoft.
Yeah.
But does any of you work there, or have any of you worked there before?
No, so it's also business. That is what Microsoft does. They have the space, and so they sell that to companies. And so through Eben, we're able to work and then got a slot with Microsoft. And we are paying. It's not for free, actually. And so we pay for that space every year. And so that is how come we got on there.
I wish that my producers would roll it again so we can see exactly how it works, because we have some footage of operating the software. Yeah, fantastic. So we can just take a look at that.
So these are the models?
Yes. If you can just run us through.
Yeah, so these are the models you see. So you have the ledgers, and then you have the academics, you have I can't see from afar, and then the settings. If you scroll up, you see the student, you see the academic model.
I think it's messaging and setup and help and support.
Exactly, help and support. This is the down part, and then once you click, you see the other models. All right. So that is how the setup is. We have gone past the era where we operate a hierarchy form of an account. A hierarchy form of account is if you want to access one account, you click something before you go there. But with our system, once you click it, you have everything in view. All right, so as you can see, you have everything. You can see every child's account, and then you are able to access it very well. There's another thing that I wanted to quickly mention. Somebody would ask that, is it there for every school? Yes. Every school currently, like I was telling you, we have schools with a population of 1,200, 800, 1,005. Last week, we signed on a smaller school having a population of 25. But somebody would ask, do you give the same attention to such a school? We said yes. I'm just coming from Abokobi, a school signed on, their population is 80. And I'm just coming from there. I've been there the whole day. We give our schools, irrespective of whether you have a bigger population or not. You have the same.
I was in fact going to ask if you need a certain size of business or school to be able to use.
Exactly, you don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't. And
So if you're even a new school with 3 students.
you see, it's a matter of seeing your vision. All right. If you want to grow your school and you say you have 3 schools now, and we come and it's just a one room, one small room, that means that you can't really let us believe your vision. But if you have built a structure and you have 3 schools, you have the capacity. What are your vision? I mean, what is your plan?
3 students.
Yeah, 3 students, sorry. So what is your plan? We listen to your plan, we listen to your vision, and then
we'll work
exactly,
with it.
we work with it. Right. We know that if we sign you on now, next year or 2, you may grow and have a population of about 30, 50, 100.
Now, I'm going to need us to speak a bit more on its usage and how exactly people can use it. But that will be, we'll get that from Mr. Pobi.
Okay.
So, Mr. Pobi, if you can just come in and add more to the usage of the system.
Yeah, thank you so much. One of the things I really have come to appreciate about your questions is you asked a very critical question that was about security. And we cannot downplay that. It's very important due to the knowledge that is constantly being acquired by hackers. And we know there are tricks about, well, how can we secure our system? And Mr. Entry said it right. With Microsoft's Azure and AWS, Amazon's Web Services, we are fully secured. And the data protection policy is really strong, and Microsoft holds that very dear to their heart as well. Remember, it's a credible company, and that's why we are associated with them and working with them on this. Now, the usage of the system, do you have a problem that needs to be solved?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have, as a school, I'm just, hypothetically asking, if you're a school, do you think you have an issue billing? Do you have an issue, resolving your transactions? Are you going through stress, struggling to really pull a student report and see how much is really due them to pay? How much do they owe? How can I really see whether I'm making profit or loss? Because as a school, you are really running a business. And that's why we talk about the balance sheet, the income statement, the trial balance, the billing reports, the budget reports, the payroll reports, the expense, the revenue, the student account statement. Everybody's welcome to use the system, but it's difficult when you are not able to identify the problem that you are encountering. We've been in a school where the woman says, I don't think I need a software. So I asked a simple question. Can you tell me the value of your school building? And she wasn't able to. Well, not only her, I've asked several other school owners, can you tell me the value of this building? Because they have no idea of what a fixed asset is. And do we have to blame them? Absolutely not. That's why we are solutions providers. We are coming with a solution that today, if I should ask Max 24, what's the value of your building? You should be able to go into EPUB system and pull your report and tell me why. Because
you're saying MX24, we also need this software.
Well, I see why not. Because we have a module that helps you, capitalize all your assets. Anything you have purchased to really put up a building. How many school chairs do you have? Can you capitalize and let me know that if today I am no more able to run my school, I can say that the value of my school is 1 billion Ghana cedis. Well, we help you do that. Why? Because you're already capturing all these fixed assets and factoring in your depreciation, which is an expense. But if you're not able to do all this, at the end of the day, you are not running a business. So we are here to help. We just want to make sure that you benefit. We want to make sure that you are paying suppliers, not individuals behind the scene. You are paying suppliers who are already in your database. You are able to pay them based on products and services that they have provided. Not anybody anywhere getting whatever they want. Now, one more thing I want to add is the grading system. Now, you've collected all your academic data. We help you capture your overall attendance. We help you capture all your subjects, and then you provide an overall ranking of grades. Now, we are moving forward to where you can absolutely say that I want to use, I want to be able to capture attendance with fingerprint. So right when the kid enters the school, there's going to be a product, or we have a small machine that you're just going to do a fingerprint, and automatically attendance is recorded in a system, and the parent get a report, an SMS text that your ward has entered the school. Now your ward leaves the school, and you are also reminded that your ward has left the school. The whole issue is, do we have a general problem? Yes. For schools, yes. For parents, yes. And that's why Mr. Entry talked about the parent portal, which is allowing the parents to monitor their ward's academic and financial records. And the parents sometimes are even more interested in the financial records than academics. So we want to make sure that
there's money. I
know. So we want to make sure that we have these solutions. Now, let's talk about benefits.
Now we will get to benefits, but what I want us to do now, we need to go on a quick commercial break, and so when we come back, we'll take the benefits. We also have an extra audio that explains further how the system is used, so we'll take that. But before then, stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
For skin that's dull and dry, Vaseline Cocoa Glow with pure cocoa and shea butter, blended with micro droplets of Vaseline jelly, revealing glowing radiant skin for glowing radiance.
You know, texting whilst driving isn't safe, and you're calling for a video call.
But why you they do long? Just seconds, I be you know that. Spoil me with some fine sense.
Babe, are you okay? What just happened? Babe, are you okay? What just happened?
You've done the hard work, the analysis, the selection. It's all going according to plan. Until City miss a sitter, and you miss your multi-bet by one. Miss your multi-bet by one, and we will return up to 20 times your stake. We've got your back, even when City don't.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
Smiles are one of the most important things we have. Globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Pepsodent with maximum cavity protection repairs tiny holes before they become cavities. Because every smile matters.
Bad odor is caused by bacteria that form in your underarms. So we created new Rexona antibacterial protection. 10 times more protection against bacteria that cause bad odor. Rexona, it won't let you down.
Welcome back to Spotlight. We're discussing the improvements in technology, especially focusing today on a software that has been developed by 2 Ghanaian men, which targets and solves problems associated with school finances and academic operations. We're speaking with the CEO of the company that developed this software, who's Eben Pobi. We're also speaking with the COO of EPOBS, that's a company that developed the software, and his name is Thomas Entry. He's right here in the studio with us. Before we went on the break, we were taking more information on how exactly to operate the system. We have an audio that speaks to how to create a ledger account and other functions of the system, and we're just going to take that right now. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, welcome to EPOP School Management System. Today we are looking at how to create a ledger account. EPOPs has made it so easy because you can easily create it from the dashboard, but you always want to make sure that you view just to be sure that that ledger has not been already created. So I want to view. I want to create a ledger account and call it Blessing and the Canteen. Blessing and the Canteen. So add new ledger. You have to know specifically where you want your ledger to go. So add new ledger. I want to call it Blessing. Automatically the system knows it's an expense because the grouping under which you are placing this ledger is Canteen, and then the financial report on which it will appear is going to be the income statement. So I just click on add. Now if I come back and the Canteen and I'm looking for Blessing, there it is. Oh, maybe I did not want Blessing, maybe I wanted something else, so I can still edit or delete. So I want to edit and call it Blessing Mama, my ledger account. So the system says update. I click on update and automatically it shows Blessing Mama. So I just edited that. Now I'm done creating or adding a ledger account. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome to EPOP's School Management System. Today we are looking at how to add a supplier. So of course you are on your dashboard. All you have to do is to scroll down and then you see the model suppliers. So you can add a new supplier from here, or you can view to add a new supplier. So let's view, because maybe the supplier you want to add is already in the system. So it's as simple as clicking on add new supplier and then select any supplier that you want. I am choosing social development. You may have the name of your supplier as well. My phone number is going to be that, And then the service type is going to be building construction. Email is going to be this email. All you have to do is to click on add supplier and you're done. Now, two things. You can come in here and edit this supplier and say, oh, the service type wasn't building construction, it was general merchant. So you choose that and then you update supplier and it changes general merchant. And you say, you know what, I don't need this supplier, I want to delete. Delete is going to ask you whether you want to confirm deletion of this supplier. If you say yes, it's going to delete. Let's go through the process of adding another new supplier. Click that, choose the name, choose the location, choose the phone number, service type, IT consultant, add an email address, add supplier. You can see terminated purchases, payments. We will not tackle purchases and payments, but let's try terminating this supplier. So if you want to terminate or if you want to view details of this supplier, click on the card. When it opens, you have all the details in here. You can still edit supplier information or you can terminate supplier. So let's try to terminate this supplier because we are no longer in business with the supplier. You have to state the reason. No longer in service. So terminate, and it's terminated. So if you come back up here to view your suppliers, you're going to see you do not have any suppliers. But if you go to your terminated card, you're going to see that there's one in the parenthesis or the bracket. If you show that supplier, it's going to show the terminated supplier. So that's how to add a supplier and how to edit and also how to terminate. Thank you.
Thank you for staying with us. That was a quick demonstration of the usage of this educational software in solving financial and academic problems that are associated with schools. We have heard from the developers that small businesses, besides schools, can also use this software. But the most important question here for me, Mr. Intri, we've heard all of it. Do you know what I'm going to ask?
I know.
We've heard so much about this software, all the things it can do and how great it is for you and all the solutions that it offers. But how much? It's not for free, is it?
Of course, it can't be for free. Yeah, the CEO and then the staff that we are working with at least must drink and eat. Yeah. And so we try to work with every school. And our pricing structure is such that we try to accommodate every school. It is such that we don't give a one block amount. We deal with school by school. So we don't come and say we have a charge going for 10,000.
Does it depend on the size and the operations you're going to be doing? What is it?
Okay, so what we do is that our pricing structure is such that what goes into the determining factor is the population. All right, the student population. That is very, very, very much important. And so we build schools per student. And again, when we come in, we discuss. Like I said, we'll listen to you, we look at your vision, we look at what you intend doing, and then we go through the contract and then we see where we can, meet, and then we price you. We have only one pricing. Other systems, software developers are having setup fee, they have a subscription, they have so many pricing. We have only one subscription, and that is the annual subscription. Some schools are paying as low as 20 cedis for a whole year per student. All right? Other schools are paying 35, other schools are paying 45, other schools are... Again, I'm just giving an idea of what goes into it. And once you clock that price of paying that amount, it runs for a year or two, and then we meet again to review. Depending upon what goes in there, it may stay for a longer time. So our pricing structure is so flexible and so accommodating. For example, if I have a student population of 100 and they're paying, say, between 15 and then 20 cedis per student for a whole year, divide 20 cedis by 12. How much is it? It's a peanut. And so that is our pricing structure. We don't have one block amount and say we are charging every school with this amount. No, we charge per student, and the price ranges from 15 to 35, 40 cedis per student. Again, a location, for example, if you are located in a very far away, we have staff around. Then we also discuss how can we, your training session, can we have it on Zoom? Yes, if we can have
us a range between 50 and 35,
yeah.
40 cedis per student.
Per student.
So yes, you work according to the population, the capacity, all of that. Exactly. Now, if I'm a business, can I come to you and say that I don't want the whole system that you're offering? Give me half of the system. Like you have features that my business is not interested in, and I'm trying to beat down cost. Can I ask for less solutions?
Again, Manuel, it's about discussions, you understand, and listening to our customers. We are ready to listen. But you see, we've had a number of schools, about 2 or 3 schools approaching us with that idea that, oh, we don't need fixed asset model.
Exactly.
What asset do we have?
Yes.
Payroll, we have only...
I'm asking as a business person.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We have only 10 staff members. We can pay them on tabletops. Why do we need a whole payroll model? But you see, it's about education. After we sit with them and
take out the payroll side and build...
The point is that we have built a holistic system for everybody. You think that you may not need a payroll today. What of tomorrow? What of if the
Especially if the business is going to
grow?
Yeah, unless you're not thinking of growth.
The tax rates and other things changes, we have taken it upon ourselves to do all that for you. All you need to do is to use the system. And as you're growing, you have the benefit of using all the models. So you think that you don't have a laptop, you don't have a building where your depreciation and other things will be captured, your fixed asset today. So you think you don't need it. I can tell you that those that have come with that option, after sitting with them and explaining things to them, they embraced it. And they have signed on. But of course, we are also open. If a school still insists that, okay, this is the model that we want, we will negotiate. Just that you still have the opportunity of using the whole, system tomorrow. And we will make that available as and when you need it.
Thank you, Mr. Entry. I mean, it's an important part of the explanation. So businesses are aware exactly when they're going to negotiate, what they should be looking out for and what they can ask for, what's available to them. But Mr. Pobi, if you're still with us,
yes.
Are you there? Right.
I am.
Now, why is this a cheaper alternative to the norm?
Great. So you look at competition and strategy, of course, which is a business tool that we've utilized. We went onto the market not to chase after money. As we always have in our management meeting, we have said that I don't think Bill Gates went to look for money. He went looking for solution. He went looking for solution to an existing problem. And that in turn brought the money. So we are not looking to maximize profit. We are running even in negative right now. But does it mean it's no business? It is. Well, realistically, a business will have to go, from first to second to third year before it starts seeing profit, of course. So it's the cheapest you can find, but it's the most robust system compared to what is on the market. Sometimes we go into a school and they say we have a system, and I say, okay, can you do this? They pull it out. We just laugh. Why? Because it's not the system. Now this is the system. There are systems and there is this system. This is the system that is needed to be used, and this is the most affordable. I won't use the word cheap, but this is the most affordable because we understand your need. We want to meet you halfway because the more you grow, the more we grow. So
and you are saying there's a payment plan. If I can't pay the outright charge, if I come to you and you give me a full cost, which I cannot afford, there's a payment plan for me.
There's a payment plan, there's an installment. You choose to pay monthly, you choose to pay quarterly, or termly, or by semester, or you have enough and you say you want to clear this so you can pay annually. So again, We work with you. We are in this together. We understand your need.
So this payment we're talking about, if I pay one-off, for example, do I have the software forever? Or I have to pay again at some point, maybe maintenance fee or renewal fee?
It's subscription based.
Okay, so it's
Which
like a
means,
subscription, okay.
yeah, it's subscription based, which is annual subscription per student. So let's say you have 1,000 students today. Next year, you may have 1,500. Based on the capacity, based on the data that you've added on, you pay based on the number of students you have.
My last question. Are you open to collaborations? Say, you know, somebody's listening and it's in tech, probably has a similar idea and wants to assimilate it with yours. Is it possible for the person to approach you and work together?
Yes, and as I mentioned earlier on, when I was talking about our vision, I also mentioned our core values, and two of them in there is being innovative and being collaborative. I strongly believe in collaboration, and that's how we've been able to work with many of these schools, because we decided to collaborate with them. We took their ideas. Can you change this to that? Yes. And how about third parties? Now, parents are able to make payments through our system because we have done third-party integrations, which for security reasons I cannot reveal right now, but we work with people. We want to collaborate and work together. We are looking for providing, you know, a sustainable solutions down the road, not just temporary.
Thank you. But do you have any final comments, just to wrap it up for us? Is there something I haven't asked?
Yeah, for me, I want to talk about the benefits, because
Right.
people
Yes,
will possibly be thinking about the money. Now, if let's on an average, you are paying 30 cedis per ward per student for 1 good year. Now, if you divide that by 12, that's just chicken change, right? So you ask yourself, if I'm a school owner and I don't do this investment, how can I quantify the loss? Maybe I'm speaking too technical, but let's just speak plain English. How do I know whether I am even getting the money I'm supposed to get when everything that is supposed to run through the system is not? And I do not have even an oversight. So number one benefit is it's the cloud-based service, which allows school owners and administrators to control affairs remotely. We have a school owner who works at the Parliament House. Now, we met him there and he said, my school is on my laptop. He never goes to the school, but he sits in his office and has visibility of everything that goes on in the school. Now, EPUBs is hosted on Microsoft Azure, of course, which makes it one of the most secured cloud services in the world. We moved forward to properly align with approval levels for all users. And with the help of qualified men like Mr. Entry, who's an ACCA, and other resources, we have made sure that we are in compliance with the taxation system in Ghana. All the SNET, all the GRA, all the pension tiers, and all those things. We've done that. We also ensure that there's proper accountability of resources, where the school owner have a full oversight responsibility to approve transactions, to decline, to reverse transactions. Now, there's a 24/7 support service via video conferencing, Zoom, WhatsApp, Skype, emails, phone. Just call us. We are here for you. And the last bit is there's a 30-day free trial period when you decide to sign on. Again, we absolutely understand the need. We have seen the problem. We have come out with a solution. Why can't we just work together on this? We should be able to. So that's my closing comments on that.
Right. It won't be fair if I don't take Mr. Entry's closing comments. So if you can just give us your closing comments and then we can be gone.
Just a word. Thank you, Eben. I think that he said many of the things I wanted to say. But just to add that, somebody would ask, is our system user-friendly? Yes, it is. We have built one of the most user-friendly systems, so easy to use, as you saw it being played on the screen. And we have schools that are using the system that don't even have qualified accountants, right? Hitherto, you will have expected that for a system of this nature to be used, you need somebody qualified in IT or in accounting to be using. But it's so easy. Why? Because we have the user manual.
But is there training for the
yes, we have
they use it?
Exactly, because we have the user manuals. As you sign on, you see our user manuals, which are also recorded in a video format. So you can read from PDF, or you can use the video tutorials to walk you through step by step whatever that you need to do to run a model. So it's one of the most friendly and user as that is, a user can use.
Find.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Entry and Mr. Pobi, for taking us through the system and explaining in-depthly about how it can be used. And if you're a school or small business that's interested in it, there are going to be some numbers rolling on the screen. Beyond that, please, you can get in touch with us and we'll connect you to the team that created this software. My name is Nwong Falong. Thank you so much for dedicating 1 hour of your evening to us. We do not take it for granted. On behalf of the entire production team, including my producers, Debbie Busuru and Eben, we are grateful for your time. Have a good evening.